subscribers, a very good afternoon to all of you. Once again, we are here with the practice session of the roots. Yes, we have already started our morphology of flowering plants and I have already completed the roots. So why not to practice the questions from the roots? So here we are with the practice session. All the question would be related to roots only, and yes, in the next session we're going to basically study about the next part of the particular flowering plant, which is the stem. Yes, we're going to study about the stem, their modification. I have already scheduled your classes for that, so do not forget to register for the upcoming classes, which is already on your Embibe dashboard. Yes, so at the last I'll give you a quick overview that how to register for the classes. Yes, before that let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam Khan. I'll be your botany expert for the session 2023 and 24, and we're going to discuss all the amazing and interesting topics related to biology/botany. Yes, we are here with the practice sessions to solve so many questions related to roots. I wanted to know whether you have understood that whatever we have discussed in the previous session about the modification of the roots, about the type of roots, about the region of the roots, we have discussed everything related to roots. So without wasting any time, let's start our practice session. The very first thing, children, before we start the practice session is this particular session is totally related to the morphology of flowering plants, and the topics will be all covered in the upcoming session, and the practice session will be related to these topics only. Today's topic and today's practice session is totally related to the roots only. Yes, and this is your first question. The very first question, a very simple question. The roots develop from the parts of the plant other than the radicle are called. Simple. The radicle, the dicot plant have radicle and the plumule, but there are certain plants which do not have the radicle but yet they have roots. What kind of a roots we basically consider them? That's absolutely simple. Please try to answer. This is so simple. Yes, quickly, children. The roots develop from the parts of the plant other than the radicle is called. Absolutely simple. Take your time, read the question carefully, answer it. Yes. What is the correct answer for this? Taproot, fibrous root, adventitious root, nodular root. Yes, quickly answer this. Yes, roots are developed from the parts other than the radicle. What type of roots it is? Very simple. These are adventitious roots, false root. Yes, so adventitious roots are the roots which are not developing directly from the radicle. Yes, and they are called the false roots / adventitious roots. So yes, this is the correct answer. Absolutely simple. Next we have another question. Identify the mismatched pair. Yes, we have discussed about the modification of the roots in detail. So the question is from that only. Quickly read it carefully and answer this. Mismatched pair. Yes? Yes? Very simple. Absolutely very simple. Yes, which among the following is a mismatched pair? Prop roots, tilt roots, nematophores, edible roots. Which among them is a mismatched pair? Yes? Very simple, children. The answer would be the nematophores, because these are respiratory roots which are basically present in the trees, in the plants, which are present in the marshy areas. It is not for the storage of the food. Yes, nematophores, correct. Answer is that which is being incorrectly paired. The function of the root cap. What is the function of root cap? Absolutely simple. Capping. What does the capping do in the roots? Yes. What is the function of a root cap? What is the function of the root caps? Yes. What is the function of the root caps? Absolutely simple. What is the function of the root cap, children? Yes. The function of the root cap is to protect the root apex. Yes. The root cap also checks that there is not enough growth. Yes. But also protects the root apex, which secretes certain hormones. Yes. The function of the root cap is of that. Next question. Select the correct statement with respect to the given figure. Show the different zone. These are the different zone. If you remember, we have discussed about the different zone present in the roots, and these are the particular A, B, C. What is basically a typical zone showing different zones? Yes. Yes. What it represents? Plant A what represents? B what represents? C what represents? Yes. Quickly. Quickly tell me. Part B mainly helps with the absorption of water. Question center represent in plant B. Plant A is most suitable for the anatomical studies for root differentiation of cells can be observed in the part C. Yes. Very simple. Quickly answer this. Read carefully and answer. The correct answer is the part A is the most suitable for anatomical studies because it is the region of maturation. Yes, they are side mein they have epidermal cells which basically convert into the root hairs. Yes, this is the most suitable part for the anatomical studies. Absolutely true, because region A is of maturation, B is of elongation, C of meristematic activity. Yes, that is why the region A is absolutely fit for the studying the anatomical studies. Next, we have rearrange the following zones as seen in the root in the vertical section and choose the correct option. Yes, which region comes first and which region comes last? We have discussed the different region present in the roots. Now you need to just rearrange them. Absolutely simple. Read the question carefully and answer. Absolutely very simple. Yes. Rearrange the following zone as seen in the roots in the vertical section. Yes. Quickly answer this. What is the correct sequence? The correct sequence is CBEAD. C is root cap zone. Yes. B is zone of meristematum. E is zone of elongation. A is root hair zone. And the D is zone of maturation. In the vertical section, choose the correct option as seen in the root vertical section. So, we are going from the root hairs to the zone of maturation. Next, we have another question. Which root emerges from the radical? Very simple. Which of the roots are emerging from the radical? Yes. Which is roots are emerging from the radical? Everyone. Which roots emerges from the radical? Which root emerges from the radical? Secondary root, tertiary root, primary root, quaternary root? Yes, the answer is the primary root. The primary root is emerging from the radical, and after the other roots are basically emerging. This is we have already discussed in the section. Yes, next we have the which root is not a modification of a tap root system? Yes, which among them is not a modification of the tap root? Yes, which one is not a modification of tap root? Quickly answer this. Quickly answer which is not a modification of a tap root. Very simple. The correct answer is the climbing roots. The climbing roots are the modification of the adventitious roots. These are not a modification of tap root. Next question we have, multiple root cap is formed. Very simple, this is very common also. Multiple root cap question is very common also and been seen in a very much examination also. Which particular will have the multiple root cap? Pandas, piper, beetles, sugarcane, vanda. Which among them will have a root cap, multiple root caps? Yes? Yes? Which among them will have multiple root caps? Very simple. Correct answer is pandanus is the having the multiple root cap. Yes, the pandanus having the multiple root cap. Next we have the root cap takes part in, what is the function of the root cap? Yes, it takes part in the absorption of water or mineral salts, formation of new cells, storage of food matters, protection of the meristem atom. Yes, what is the root cap function? Very simple. The correct answer is the root cap. The function of the root cap is to protect the meristem of the root. Very simple. It is going to be protecting the meristem part of the roots. Next we have another question. The nematophores occur in the plants growing in. Very simple. This is just now I would also discuss in the first few questions also that nematophores occurs in the plant grown in. Nematophores occur in the plants growing in marshy soil, water, sandy soil, saline, marshy soil. Yes. Yes, the correct answer is saline marshy soil. The pneumatophores, also called as respiratory roots, are found in the plants which are there in the saline marshy soil. Next question we have, the distinct region in a typical dicot roots are very simple. A dicot region will have how many distinct regions? Yes, a dicot root will have how many distinct regions? 2, 3, 4, 5. How many distinct regions are there in the dicot root? Correct answer is the 4. There are 4 different typical regions in the dicot. The descending axis is called the roots. Doubling from the radical embryo, they have 4 distinct regions of typical roots. They are root cap region, growing region, root hair region and the permanent region. All these 4 regions we have already discussed. Next we have, which of the following is the smallest region of the roots? Yes, among them, which is the smallest region of the root? Which among them is the smallest region of the roots? Which among them is the smallest region of the roots? Root cap, region of elongation, region of meristematic activity, region of maturation. Which among them is the smallest region of the roots? Yes, root cap, region of elongation, region of meristematic activity, region of maturation. Yes, which is the smallest region of the roots? Root cap, region of elongation, region of meristematic activity, region of maturation. Which among them is the smallest region? Absolutely, region of meristematic activity is the smallest region of the roots. Yes, this is the smallest region of the roots. Next we have the pneumatophores. Yes, pneumatophores are the specialty of which occur. They are occurring in which part? The pneumatophores occurs in carnivorous plants, free-floating hydrophytes, halophytes or submerged hydrophytes. Yes, in which plant that the hydrophytes are basically present? Yes, the pneumatophores occurs in the halophytes. Yes, the pneumatophores are occur in the halophytic region. Halophytes are the plants which are found in the saline areas. Yes. Next we have the root hairs occur in the zone of roots. Root hairs are present in which zone of the roots? Root hairs occurs in the zone of roots. Root hairs occur in the zone of cell maturation. The region of maturation is where the root hairs are basically present. This is we have discussed. Next question. Root caps in monocots are formed by, yes, which particular part is responsible for the formation of root caps in the monocots? Since it's very new, next we're going to turn to this is the claptrogen region. Is basically when we're going to start the anatomy chapter, I'm going to explain you which part develops into a root cap. Next we have roots differ from stem due to roots differs from the stem due to root differs from the stems in the form of why the roots are different from the stem. Yes, absolutely basic question. Why the roots are different from the stem? Yes, presence of hairs, presence of nodes, presence of buds, thickness. The correct answer is the absence of nodes. The roots do not have nodes. Yes, the nodes are only present in the stem. Next, when adventitious roots show swelling at regular intervals for food storage, it is when adventitious roots show swelling at regular intervals for food storage is, yes, when adventitious root shows swelling at regular intervals. What is basically depicted by that storage of food? Tubulic root, nodulous root, moniform, annulated. Very simple. It is the monaliform kind of a roots which have the swelling at the various intervals. Very simple. Next we have quiescent center is a which zone? Quiescent center is a which zone? Quiescent center is a which zone? Inactive zone. The quiescent center is the inactive zone. Next we have the root pockets act as our balances are found in. Yes, the root pockets which are present in the act as a balances are found in the hydrophytes, free floating hydrophytes, fixed floating hydrophytes or submerged hydrophytes. Where does the root pockets are being found? Yes, hydrophytes, free floating hydrophytes or fixed floating hydrophytes. Yes. Yes, the correct answer would be the free floating hydrophytes will have the root pockets which basically creates a balances so that can float on the water. Next, sweet potato is homologous to which particular plant? Potato, colocasia, ginger, turnip. Sweet potato is homologous to potato, colocasia, ginger, turnip. Yes. Correct answer is the turnip. Sweet potato is homologous to turnip. Next, our national tree is, this is very simple. Everybody knows what our national tree is. Yes. Which among them is the national tree? Which among them is the national tree? The correct answer is the banyan tree is the national tree. You know that banyan tree is absolutely huge. It is our national tree. Next, a tap root is always, a tap root is always, a tap root is always, a tap root is always positively geotropic and negatively hydrotropic. It will always grow towards the gravity and is basically is negatively hydrotropic. Next, so this is becomes to an end to our session, which is practice session, children. This is the Embibe app. You can log in through your email ID and your phone number. What you have to do, you have to just select the school exam, which is CBSE, and select your particular class, which is the 11th. Select the respective language, click on the done, and you will land on this page. As you land on the home page button, go to the Embibe live classes and land on this basically page. Yes, so children, this is what I have already scheduled your upcoming classes. We're going to basically talk about that in detail. Yes, so this is us. Yes, children, next week basically what you can do, you can learn, you can practice, you can test, and you can always see how much you have achieved through this app. The next we have Embibe Lens app. This is an amazing app. What you can do, you just scan the text, highlight every keyword, it will basically show you, give you everything, amazing visual representation of all those things. Yes, so until then, children, we'll have another session. We're going to discuss about the STEM. I'll schedule your session on the Embibe app. Do not forget to join us for the class. Until then, keep imbibing. Take care. Bye-bye.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.